Hello, and welcome to Timing is Everything, a show of Care Dimensions, formerly Hospice of the North Shore in Greater Boston. I'm Mary Crowe. I'm the Education Coordinator for Care Dimensions. In our previous show, we met with Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Stephanie Patel, and we talked about hospice and palliative care. In today's show, we're going to have a tour of the Kaplan Family Hospice House. This is Jen Sawyer. She is the Clinical Director of the Kaplan Family Hospice House. Jennifer, how are you?
Good. How are you? Welcome to Kaplan.
Thank you so much. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your role.
I've been with Care Dimensions for just over 3 years now. I'm the Clinical Director of the Kaplan Family Hospice House, and I have the general clinical oversight of this facility.
Excellent. This is a beautiful place. So,
It's very lovely.
and it's so inviting. The lobby
Its purpose is meant to be very home-like, to make it as home-like as we could for any of the patients, the family visitors that we do have.
When patients come to the house, how are they greeted?
They come right in through the front door and everything. We do have greeters at the front reception desk. Each patient and family is greeted personally, and we escort them down to their room.
Excellent. So let's proceed on the tour. So again, this is just such a beautiful place. Obviously, the setting is just very warm and welcoming.
Yeah, very serene, very home-like. Certainly the colors, the environment, and the decor were picked out, purposefully. And it promotes very much a lot of warmth and, a lot of home-like feeling.
Excellent. The way it should be.
Yes, absolutely.
Beautiful. So let's go down here.
And over here in the library, we're going to be introducing you to Judy Cranny, who's our Chief Operating Officer.
Hi, Judy.
Hi, Mary. Hi, Jen.
So, Judy, thank you for being here today.
Oh, my pleasure.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been with Care Dimensions, and again, if you could give us a history of the house, that would be great.
I'm Judy Cranny, the Chief Operating Officer at Care Dimensions. I've been here for 13 years. The Kaplan House opened in 2005 with 12 patient suites. Due to a apparent need in the community, in 2010 we opened an additional 8 patient suites for a total of 20 patient suites. The Kaplan House has served over 7,500 patients since opening. And patients come to us, they're admitted for pain and symptom management. And often we give respite to caregivers who need a little rest while their family member stays with us at the Kaplan House.
Will it ever get any larger than that, Judy?
I think this is it. I think it's a good fit for the piece of land as well as our staff. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the patient suites if I could.
Do.
The patient suites are very home-like. In each patient suite there is a private bathroom. There is a sleep sofa for visitors that would like to stay over. Visitors are welcome 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's a small dining area, and there's a private patio for each suite that the patient's bed can be actually wheeled out onto if the patient desires that.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Along with the suites, there's some lovely communal gathering areas, a large country kitchen, and food services available to patients 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It also serves as a nice gathering spot for visitors who are here. There are also 3 large living rooms where people like to gather. Each has a different feature. One has a fish tank, one has a flat screen TV, and one has a fireplace. There are also 2 children's play areas.
Yeah, we can't forget the children part of this, right?
Right.
So it's wonderful that, again, there's the thought and the welcome around that as well.
Absolutely. We serve patients from newborn infants to patients in their hundreds of years old. We are licensed to serve patients of all ages. So.
And it's interesting because, again, sometimes when people think about hospice or end-of-life care, they don't think of age groups in terms of pediatrics or younger children.
Yes, unfortunately, we do lose some children, and we have specially trained staff who care for all of our patients. The staffing includes physicians, nurses, social workers, chaplains, and aides. A very important component of our group are our 50 volunteers who staff the Kaplan House. Every patient and visitor are greeted by a volunteer when they come into the reception area, and the volunteers also staff our guest services desk. The guest services desk is designed to ensure that all of our visitors' needs are met, including providing amenities for those staying overnight, as well as assisting with any needs in the area of transportation, accommodations, or dining.
So no set visiting hours?
No set visiting hours, 24/7.
Excellent.
Yes, and we welcome visitors. We even welcome pets of patients.
I was going to ask you, so can people?
Absolutely, prior approval to make sure the pet is a healthy pet,
Yeah.
and on a leash, pets are welcome into the Kaplan house. So, one of the things I wanted to talk about, and you probably already touched on it a bit, are the beautiful gardens that surround the Kaplan house. And we have a healing garden that has a quiet running brook, as well as a garden of remembrance that is lined with over 800 bricks in honor of those who have passed away, loved ones who have passed away.
Well, what a wonderful thought to leave something behind in that way and to have those memories.
Absolutely.
So,
I wanted to talk a little bit about our complementary therapy group,
yes.
which is quite important to us and the patients and visitors. Many of our patients and visitors have enjoyed a visit from our Patrick, the golden retriever therapy dog, who brings great joy and peace to many people. Also included in that service line is massage, Reiki, aromatherapy, art therapy, and music therapy.
Wow.
So. It's very full, yeah.
And it's just wonderful because, again, obviously the focus, and I think, we talked about this in our previous show about hospice, really tends to a person's spirit, mind, and body.
Absolutely.
And, what you're referring to in terms of the complementary therapies, how important are those?
It certainly is. It certainly is. Hospice also cares for not only the patient but the family as well. We consider that those are who we care for, both patient and family.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think that is a wonderful feature because, this is certainly a family event,
Absolutely.
And again, so all of the things that you're describing really nurture and caretake to those, that group.
Absolutely. We also have a child life specialist for children who are ill and may be patients at the Kaplan House, as well as to help with those children who may be losing a loved one. So that's a very important part of our care plan.
Well, I think it is very important because I think sometimes people neglect to understand that children grieve differently.
Absolutely.
And it's so important to have that kind of specialty to make sure that their unique needs are tended to.
Absolutely. Also important is the Burnt Lawn Center for Grief and Healing is also housed at the Kaplan House. And they're here to serve anyone in the community who have suffered a loss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's really, the grieving services, it's unique in terms of the Bertillon Center, correct? Because, certainly it's a freestanding Center for Grief and Healing, which is very important.
Right, absolutely.
And,
offering a number of different services from one-on-one counseling to support groups for, again, all ages of folks and children.
Anything else you want to share with us before we wrap up?
Sure. I think that one of the things that people notice immediately upon entering is it's a house of peace, quiet and comfort. And I think that's very important for the work we do.
Absolutely. So, it is very serene and very beautiful.
Absolutely.
And we have touched on that again. It takes so much thought that has gone into really every piece of this.
Absolutely.
So that's wonderful.
Absolutely.
Well, we really appreciate you being here with us today.
My pleasure.
We're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back to the tour.
Enjoy your tour.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I have worked in a lot of different settings, and I have never seen the care, love, and support that I've experienced with Care Dimensions.
Because it's about the patient's quality of life.
We provide care during one of the most challenging times in a family's life.
One of the things that we really focus on is how people want to live their life.
We have transformed the way our community experiences end-of-life care. It is more than hospice. It is care for advanced illness.
At Care Dimensions, we'll take care of your family like you're a part of ours.
Welcome back to Timing is Everything. I'm Mary Crowe, Education Coordinator at Care Dimensions, and this is Jen Sawyer, Clinical Director of the Kaplan Family Hospice House. We just met with Judy Craney, our Chief Operating Officer, who gave us a brief history of the house, and now we're going to go across the way into the chapel and continue our tour. So Jen, we're here in the chapel. Tell us a little bit about the chapel and the services, and also if you could tell us a little bit more of the interdisciplinary team members here at the house and what they do.
Sure thing. So welcome to the chapel. It is kind of here for any patients or families or visitors who would like to use it as they wish. It is non-denominational. We do have supports and resources from, Bibles to all sorts of other studies and guides for families if they wish. We also have local prayer quilts that are donated to us by local community churches. Who also, donate their time, make these quilts for us, and little prayer squares that we also find that we do hand out to the families, to the patients when they just need an extra something to kind of hold on to, and so it's made with a lot of love and it's very well received.
That's wonderful.
So we have the beautiful feature of the stained glass window. We do look out onto the brook that Judy had spoken of earlier and stuff, and I will tell you it's beautiful in the summertime when you kind of crack the window, come in here for a moment of peace.
Yeah.
You can hear the stream going and looking out into our beautiful internal courtyards that we do have.
That's wonderful. She talked about the healing garden and the brook. Now we're further on into the season, but as you mentioned, it's still beautiful, and it's still nice to have these.
Purpose is very well received.
Absolutely. And I also note that there's a book where families can write their thoughts and their well wishes.
Yep, very special, very well used. That the families, visitors, whoever chooses to kind of come up here, just take a moment it's their book, it's their piece, it's their time, it's writing their wishes, their thoughts, their prayers, and everything for their loved ones who are here at the house with us.
Nice.
So again, it's all theirs. It's there for what they wish.
Excellent. And there's just such beauty here in the home, and I know that a lot of local artists have actually been involved in the creation. I know that actually this is an artist down in the Boston area who has done the stained glass, and many of the staff actually had the opportunity, and myself included, and I feel so fortunate, had an opportunity to work with Clara Wainwright to create the mandala, and this is very personal in terms of the staff's feelings about the Kaplan Family Hospice House and the sacred work that goes on here.
Absolutely. The staff who also helped create that up on the wall, many of those same staff are still here with us today. So 10 years later, absolutely, the longevity of the staff down here really is amazing. I think it shows their commitment, their desire to do the job that they do, and obviously the love for the work that they do.
Absolutely. And we'll get to meet some of those people on the tour, which is really wonderful. So any other comments in terms of the interdisciplinary team?
So as for the interdisciplinary team, we do have, like Judy had spoken of earlier, we have the physician, we have a social worker, we have a nurse, we have chaplains, we have nurses' aides, and certainly the volunteers that do also play a huge role in our team down here. The physician is here 7 days a week, providing coverage to our patients that are physically here in-house with us.
Very important.
Absolutely. Yeah, the patients who are here, they need that attention and everything. Certainly we have nursing staff that's here, obviously 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Social worker and chaplain coverage is covered, every day of the week. And then as needed, we have additional on-call coverage as well. The patients and families down here are very well supported by the team that we have. So
excellent. It's wonderful. Well, let's make our way down, and we'll get to meet more of the team and see more of the house.
Absolutely.
So as we mentioned, again, the community support is amazing, and as we can see on the walls and in various places, different artists in terms of loaning or donating some of the artwork. And we'll see that, too, more on the grounds as we go around.
yeah, yep, there is some sculptures that we have out there, the boy with the balloon. There's the boy with the turtle out here, the girl with the book in the internal courtyard, I think done by Beverly Siemens.
Absolutely, and exactly, Beverly Siemens, and even some of this artwork, on the wall, these are also local artists, which is wonderful. Well, take us, if you will, to the, I know that we have a physician who is going to meet with us.
Yep, I'll introduce you as we turn the corner around here.
Hi, Dr. Lucas. How are you?
I'm well, thanks.
Yeah, it's great to see you.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about, and tell the audience a little bit about what the physician's role is here at the Kaplan Family Hospice House, and also, again, how the house can benefit patients and families.
Okay. Thanks, Mary. The patients who come to the Kaplan House are often very sick or very complicated because they can't be managed at home. That's what's so special about having the Kaplan House. We have this other option for patients who are having a hard time at home. So it's really important that the Kaplan House is staffed with a full-time physician. So there's one of us always here to evaluate the patient when they come, and even available by phone for middle of the night difficulties. And then, of course, the house is staffed 24 hours a day with skilled nurses, licensed nurses, so the patients are getting that 24-hour intense care like they would at a hospital, but in a much more calm and comfortable, more therapeutic setting.
Which is really wonderful, and what reassurance. Again, this is, such an important time of life, and when you're caring for people at end of life, and it's important to know that they have that level of support that you're describing.
And I think what's really special is that when it's a big decision for families to move their loved one here, from whether the comfort of the hospital that they know or the comfort of their own home that they know, but when they come here, there's an immediate switch. They can go back to being the loved one, the family member, and they no longer have to be the caregiver, the nurse, the person giving the medication. So they get to sit back and really just cherish those last moments that they have with their family and be together.
Absolutely, what an incredibly important point, because this is such an important time, and a lot of times that the strain of caregiving, and you're still a caregiver, but at least you get to have that quality time and to have those moments that are so necessary.
That's right, Mary. Yeah, exactly.
So any other comments before we continue on our tour that you want us to know about the house?
Well, it's just a special, magical place, and I'm so blessed every day when I wake up, and this is where I get to come to work. I think not many people get to say that. I really love my job, and it's extremely rewarding, and the staff here is so supportive of each other and of families, and it's a wonderful place to be.
Well, thank you. We're really happy you're here.
Oh, thanks.
But thank you so much. So, Jill, tell us a little bit about your role here at the house, and also how long you've been with Care Dimensions.
I've been with Care Dimensions for 10 years. I was here just before the house opened, and it's been a nice journey with a lot of people to sort of help them along, sharing it with their families, and having families come and have a little respite here and a cup of tea, and we have a little cart that we take around in the afternoon so that, everyone can stay in the room and be with their loved one.
Well, you bring up again another important point, which is, again, it's about caring for the patient and the family.
Yes, definitely. It's a whole umbrella.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we appreciate your time, and thanks so much for being a part of this.
Thank you very much.
All right, so tell us, Jen, so is this a typical suite?
Yep, this is what each room looks like. They're set up identically the same way down here at the house. We do have a twin-size bed. They've tried to, in the design of the building, make it as home-like and as comfortable for the patients, for the families as they could. So trying to make it less institutional and certainly more warm and inviting. So they have the twin-size beds. It's all electrical. It can operate, that way as needed. We do have the love seat, that's down here that does pull out into a twin-size bed, and we can certainly make that up. Staff can help with that if family lets us know that they'd like to sleep over, or even take a quick afternoon cat nap and everything. We can help set that up, the linens, the bedding and everything. We certainly allow families and welcome them to use our services and accommodations as they can, if they need to shower down here if they wish, washer, dryer, we kind of have a little bit of everything to be able to help them as well.
It's so important that they really get to be here and present.
Yes.
And not have to worry or run out if they don't want to do that. So you're really affording them all those amenities, as you said.
And especially for some of the families who don't necessarily live right on the North Shore.
Sure.
We are a house that services the area for the entire Care Dimensions. Yeah. So we do have some patients and families that come closer from Boston, from a distance of Boston. Mm-hmm. And those families don't know that, this area like maybe the rest of us do, and they need a little extra help. Guest services can help provide that. We can help provide bedding and lining. We can help provide toiletries if they need them, certainly, to help them out.
And I understand, again, we certainly have serviced people even out of state.
Absolutely, yes. We've had patients as far away as Florida, and we had a gentleman recently from Nevada.
Wow. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the room.
Sure. Again, so we kind of went over the couch pulls out into a twin-size bed. We do have a recliner chair over here on the right side.
Excellent.
There is a small seating area further in the corner that he'll pan around to.
Okay.
Again, families can wish to use that as a place to eat and congregate if they choose not to be out of the room, but also we find many families are also will step out to the country kitchen
Yes.
and kind of use some of the kitchen
Yes,
tables and
yeah.
stuff that we have out there as a congregating area.
And look, there's shelving where people can bring in their personal effects.
Yep, absolutely. We do encourage that with families. This is their room. This is their loved one's room
Yes.
while they're here.
Yes.
So we want them to be as if they were at their house
Absolutely.
and everything.
Well,
So
I think there's nothing more important than, again, being surrounded by those things and people that
make you
love.
comfortable,
Yes,
absolutely.
Now, and again, you can see, again, a very large bathroom and shower area.
Yep, all handicap accessible and everything. So we do have room for a shower, certainly, we, grab bars, there's plenty of storage space in there as well. We do also have, which if you'd like, I can show you on the wall,
Please
some,
do.
yep, in-wall oxygen and suction.
Yeah,
You know.
which, again, when you're looking at the furniture and all, again, very non-institutional-like,
Absolutely.
which, again, is the whole goal, right?
Yeah, they're trying
'Cause
to
you
make this a
mentioned-
home.
Yes. So please, show
Sure,
us.
certainly. So as you kind of notice, every room does have a picture set up on the wall, and the nice idea behind this is that it kind of hides some of the mechanical, the more institutional
Yes.
equipment, oxygen and suction machines that some patients may require. So
Yes.
what we're able to, if they don't need it, we're able to cover it up and hide it, but if they do need it, it's here for use. So again, it's all built in.
Yeah.
Comes right out of the wall. We have suction, we have oxygen, and it just also makes for less clutter
Yes.
in the room.
Absolutely. Yes.
But just, makes it more comfortable.
That's wonderful.
So we also have, I will say, in-house a call system.
Yes.
So as you notice, sometimes if you're familiar with hospitals, there's a lot of bells, whistles, buzzers kind of
Yeah.
going on. And again, for the idea of trying to make this a home, our nurse aid call system, each of the aides carries what looks like a phone in their pocket, and the patients wear almost what looks like to be lifeline wrist pendants,
Okay.
where they're able just to press that button and gain the assistance of the staff. It'll come through onto that nurse's aide's phone. It'll, they'll hold the phone to their ear. It'll tell them what room that they need to be responding to or might need assistance. And, it's as easy as that. No family has to be sitting out in a common area or, hearing bells and whistles.
Isn't that, it's just so wonderful because, again, it just promotes the serenity
The
of
peace,
the place.
absolutely.
And, some of those calls, how disruptive to people,
Yeah.
again, when they're trying to have those moments. So it's so beautiful that, again, they're so silent and serene here.
So every private suite does have a private patio area.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
Yeah, it does look out into our beautiful yard as well as the marshland that's beyond us.
Yeah.
And
This is so important, again, because my understanding, too, and I certainly have known others who have wanted to have their bed outside through this process.
in the summer, that is, families are requesting that. Even in the cooler fall days and everything, families are requesting that, which we're more than happy to be able to accommodate. That they want that family. The beds are on wheels. They come right out. We can safely lock them while they're out here as well. The patient still has, accessibility of staff.
Yes.
By using the call light system, so they're never far away. She's one of our wonderful nurses that we have down here at Kaplan House. So welcome, Jeanette, and thanks for chatting with us.
Jeanette, thank you for being a part of this today. So tell us a little bit about your role here and also how long you've been with Care Dimensions.
I've been with the house since we opened in 2005. I've been here for 10 years.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, and you're
I'm a nurse.
Okay. So tell me, in the audience, what has it been like for you to care for individuals and families here at the Kaplan Family Hospice House?
Well, we have a good need here that's fulfilled with patients at end of life, and we care for them as well as their families. And it's very rewarding for all of us. I mean, it's a very difficult time, and we seem to be able to accommodate everyone. And
And again, obviously, I believe that for people who are caring for individuals with an advanced illness or an end of life, certainly it's a calling, and people come to this, and really, because not everybody can do this kind of work, and I certainly applaud the work that you do here. So, and like you say, it's rewarding, so, it's wonderful that you feel that way, because certainly it has a huge impact on the patients that you serve and also the families.
thank you.
So,
All of us here feel that way,
Well, that's
that
great.
we all belong here.
absolutely.
And we work
Yeah.
well together.
And what we're also seeing is, again, we've talked about this, that people have been here a long time, you know, which is, it really speaks well too, in terms of, again, people's commitment to quality end-of-life care.
Right,
Well,
right.
thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. All right, so we're just taking you outside now of the Kaplan Family Hospice House. Just want to show you some of the outside ground. That's wonderful.
And we also do have way behind us in the background near the flagpole in honor of some veterans.
So that concludes our tour of the Kaplan Family Hospice House today. I want to thank Jen Sawyer, our clinical director at the Kaplan Family Hospice House, for taking us on the tour today.
It was my pleasure. I'm very happy to have you.
Well, thank you so much, Jen. And I'm Mary Crowe, Education Coordinator at Care Dimensions, and we're signing off for now, but look forward to your tuning into our next show of Timing is Everything of Care Dimensions. Thank you.